done a live or not a recording, but make sure that like you'll get it in your notifications and then you'll just download it from there. So it's
Okay.
it's a little confusing how they do it, but
Yeah,
you'll see it.
yeah.
You'll
I
see it.
usually use Zoom, but that's okay. I thought I'd try
Hey,
school this time.
listen, school is an awesome platform for doing this because we can literally have 10,000 people on there. Not that that's ever happened, but we can. I mean, even like school
Let's
itself doesn't have
test
that
it
many.
now.
Yeah, let's do it. Get 10,000 people on here. But yeah, we're allowed to have unlimited basically people on. So it's awesome. But
Beautiful.
yeah, awesome.
And Danielle's
Well,
coming in from, she's coming in from South Africa.
okay, awesome. Welcome. Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome.
Okay,
Perfect.
So
so
what time
guys,
is it
this
there?
is South Africa. What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just after 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
You don't need coffee.
No, you're good. Well,
Thank you guys very much.
I don't know. Awesome.
Right, Tim. So Tim's in charge of or is the owner of the Pinterest school.
Mhm.
Danielle, I think you're in there, aren't you? Are you in
Yes,
Pinterest
yes. I
school?
just joined
Yes.
recently in the Pinterest school, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
And what about you, Sharon? No?
I tried Pinterest like years ago. And every time I sort of follow a Pinterest link, I kind of end up in this weird place where it's like asking me to log in and do strange things. I just don't get Pinterest. I know people love it, but I just have never got it. So I'm
Well,
hoping to learn tonight.
today you will be changing your mind today, I promise. So,
I'm open for that. Would love that.
yep, absolutely. Well, Janelle, let's get started. And because I know, listen, I have 40 minutes. You guys got to stay awake for 40 minutes. 40 minutes of a complete talk all about how to create the perfect pin. Why should we should be on Pinterest, all that good stuff. And then I want you guys to stick around if you can, so we can take some questions because it's super powerful. If you have questions, we can take those because listen, people, if you have a question, you know everybody else has that question. So if you have those, stick around. If you have to leave or something, just type it in the chat, and then Janelle can do that. But this is also going to be already recorded, so you guys will have that. But Janelle, I'm just going to get started. Is that okay? Okay,
Yep,
perfect.
go for it.
One more thing. Can you click on the three dots on my name and allow me to share my screen? So up left-hand corner of my screen there, and just allow me because I gotta share my slides. I would be lost without my slides. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so and if anytime Janelle, you don't see my slides, just yell at me because I want them there, and sometimes school glitches and they go away. But I want to have them there for my reference and for your guys' reference as well. So, all right. So let me just get started here. You guys, listen, my name is Tim Adam. I am the owner of Pinterest School, and I have been on Pinterest since the dawn of time. 2010 is when Pinterest started, and I started my online journey in 2007 selling on Etsy. Metal art, metal furniture, metal jewelry. I started selling on there. Quickly found success on there, and I was able to quit my multiple jobs within about a year and a half of selling on Etsy. But in the meantime, I was able to teach. I was just using social media. Obviously, Pinterest was around yet, but I was using social media to market my Etsy shop, and I was teaching Etsy sellers how to sell online. So when Pinterest came around, it was a perfect fit. It being a visual search engine, it was an awesome fit. So I remember the day I was on the waiting list. I got on there. I literally wrote a blog post on how to use Pinterest, Etsy sellers how to use Pinterest the day it started. So I've been teaching people how to use Pinterest for 16 years. It sounds crazy to even think about, but that's what it is. So if you guys are in the right place. If you want to know about Pinterest, I can tell you all about it. So today we are going to be talking about creating the perfect pin, okay? Because we want to be able to get on there and understand how can we get through this system and actually post pins that make sense and all that good stuff. But we're going to be doing that. You're going to walk away today knowing how the steps to take to create the perfect pin and start driving traffic to whatever we want to drive traffic to. But we want to, you can read this little paragraph about me, and it's not even really about me, a little bit about me and what we're talking about today, but whatever, we're going to get into it. So let's talk about who should be on Pinterest and why should we be on Pinterest? Okay, so if you haven't heard the news, Pinterest is the place to be. It is a search engine. It's a visual discovery platform. Okay, people are going there, they're typing in what they want, what they need, what the problem that they have or what they're looking for, and they are finding the solution in a visually appealing, awesome discovery platform, right? Because that's what Pinterest is. And so there's 578 million monthly active users on Pinterest, which is absolutely crazy. And it's only growing over time. This is stats from 2025. So I can't wait till Q1 is over here in 2026 to see. It should be 600 million monthly active users for sure, close to that as well. But people are coming to the platform and there is a high conversion potential because they're ready to act, they're ready to purchase, buy, create, go to your website, whatever it is, they're ready to do that because they just typed in to the search bar something that they need, want, or want to find out. They type that in and they find it right on Pinterest. So, I mean, you're going to hear me say it a bunch of times today, but Pinterest is a search engine. We got to get that out of our mind that Pinterest is a social media site. Yes, we can like, share, and comment, but it's a search engine first. Okay, so who should be on Pinterest? I have this little list here, but it should say just everybody. You know, DIY, fashion, food, fitness, home decor, health and wellness, making money, any type of niche. It doesn't matter what it is. You should be on Pinterest because people are searching for that, and our pins are being found on Google and other search engines as well. So a pin could be found if you're searching Google. An answer to a question could be found on Google or any other type of search engine. And by the way, OpenAI might be buying Pinterest this year, which is absolutely crazy for like, I don't even know, $10 billion literally. I'm like, that's nuts. So anyway, think about that. It's only going to make things better and awesome. So let's move on. More awesome things about Pinterest. Okay, so 1.5 billion pins are uploaded every single week. 1.5 billion pins. Probably half of those are mine. I'm just kidding. That's a lot of pins, but it is a lot of pins, right? So think about that. Lots of people, lots of pinning, a lot of things going on. All right. But Pinterest says that people, they have their on their app, they open it up more than one time a day, which makes sense, right? If you're on there, I actually don't use Pinterest on my app very much. Recently, I use it on the computer. I've got two screens. I'm going crazy with Pinterest all the time, right? But it is awesome on your phone. It's a very good app. Um, but another one thing that I love about Pinterest, which actually I love everything about Pinterest, but our searches are 96% are unbranded. And what that means is unbranded from like big box stores, like big, like, like Walmart and Target and all those big stores. Now they're branded with like smaller businesses like us, like creators and small business owners. But the big brands, they're not on Pinterest unless they are with like ads and things. So we don't have to worry about that, right? So it's a great space for us small business owners, 100%. So remember, 578 million monthly active users, and this is growing 12% over every single year. So it's getting huge, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about some more unique benefits, right? It is a search engine, right? We already talked about that, but people are looking for solutions. But we want to think about a couple things here on the right side. It will generate traffic for a long term, right? Over time. To our shop, to our blog, to our about page, to our landing page, to other social media sites like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. If you guys stick around, we're going to be talking about the very end of my very last slide before question and answer is I'm talking about a pin that has over close to 11 million views over on Pinterest, a pin that I pinned 2 years ago. And it is still trending, still getting traffic, still driving traffic over to Instagram because that's where I'm sending it. So we're going to talk about that. So stick around for that, you guys, because this is one of my favorite things to talk about. Because I mean, who doesn't want to talk about 11 million views, right? So content longevity, right? Our pins remain relevant for months, unlike social media posts that fade out quickly. But now, I actually want to cross this out. I should just keep taking. I should take this out of this presentation because that actually means it should say years. Because I literally have been pinning since 2016. Or 2010, sorry, 16 years, and I see traffic and likes and comments and things on that I've pinned years and years and years ago, right? And you'll see a perfect example of a pin that I did 2 years ago that have 11 million views that we just talked about. So it remains relevant for years. Okay. What other platform can we do that with? None. All right. So growth potential. We're reaching different audiences organically through keyword optimization, right? Remember, this is a search engine. So if our keywords are in the right place, SEO, don't get scared. I'm going to talk about SEO. So don't tune out on me. Don't go away. Don't fall asleep over there, Shannon or Sharon, but listen, we're going to be talking about that. And it's so important. Okay. So one of the key foundations and is I make it so simple for you guys is literally called simple SEO. Okay. So let's talk about a little experiment that I did back in December. So listen, I'm sitting here in December. We've got a bunch of people joining Pinterest School. It's amazing. So if you guys aren't over there, make sure you get on Pinterest School. But what I decided to do was like, okay, I'm sitting here with the Pinterest account that's been around for 16 years. I've got millions of monthly views, 25,000 some odd pins. But like most people who join Pinterest, either they don't have Pinterest or they've had a Pinterest and they haven't done anything with it except for maybe they do nothing with it, or they just like pin recipes and DIY things and things like that. So I wanted to bring myself down to the level of someone who was actually starting, and I wanted to learn myself, what does it take in 2025, 2026 to actually start a brand new account with 0 followers, 0 pins, 0 knowledge of a niche. All right. So I started in the plant and gardening niche, which is huge on Pinterest. I didn't want to start something that had no traffic. Right. And we'll talk about that in a minute here. But what this experiment allowed me to do was to realize that, like, hey, I can walk everyone through inside Pinterest School what to do if you're starting from 0. And that's where most everybody is. I remember sitting here thinking about this idea. My wife, who sits over here, she's like, oh, that's a great idea. But what if you don't get 100,000 views? Because that was my goal. Could I get 100,000 views in 30 days? And I was like, oh, that's no problem. It's going to be easy. Right. And so I quickly realized after the first week that was not going to happen. But the great thing about it was I was able to walk everyone through the process of like, where could we go? How many views can we get in 30 days with doing these simple steps? All right. I'll let you know, we've already hit 100,000 views. We're about to hit 200,000 views on this account with 55 followers. Okay. That's one of the other things I love about Pinterest, you guys. You don't have to have a following. Okay. It all depends on your pins and your SEO and your keyword research. And we're going to talk about that, but you don't have to have a big following. 55 followers. We've got 100 and I think it's 100, almost 190,000 views on Plant and Bloom over in Pinterest, or you can see it over in Pinterest School. But the big takeaway that I want you to learn today, all right, on this slide right here, the biggest takeaway is just launch. Okay, whatever it is, whether you're pinning, whether you're starting a business, whether you're doing like an ebook or a course or whatever it is, just launch it out there, get it out there. Don't wait, because if you're waiting for it to be perfect, whatever this thing is, it's never going to be perfect. All right, all the things that I've done starting online in 2007. All right. If I would have waited till things were perfect to launch things out, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing today, or even finding success, because you just wait and wait and wait. Obviously, today we're talking about creating the perfect pin. We're going to try to create the perfect pin. All right. But we want to get them out there, get those pins out there so we can perfect them later. Right. Perfection comes after you learn what perfection actually is, right? From your niche, from your people, from the things that you're creating. You're going to figure those out. So launch it, whatever it is. Hopefully it's Pinterest and you're pinning stuff, but whatever it is, you guys launch it out there. Okay. Just a little tip for me. So let's dig into the foundation of a perfect pin. Okay. We're going to be talking about 4 things today. And this is the foundation of a perfect pin. If you don't have this, what's the foundation, right? It's what everything is set on. If this foundation is gone, you're not going to get the views and the traffic and the sales that you want. So what we have to do is we have to do some keyword research in our niche. We have to figure out, what are people searching for on Pinterest? Because remember, it's a search engine. All right. So if we don't have the right keywords, no one is going to find us. I always talk about an example because of Plant and Bloom and the plants and everything. But if I think purple flowers are the best thing in the world, but no one is searching for them on Pinterest, then why would I try to make pins and content around purple flowers, right? Maybe everyone's searching for yellow flowers, but we gotta do the research. Okay. So Pinterest is a search engine. I'll say it again, right? 1.1 billion monthly searches. That is a ton of searches. Okay. People are searching. All right. Cause you think about it, you get on Pinterest, you search for a couple things and you got 578,000 monthly active users. That's a lot of searches, right? So people are typing in exactly what they need, what they need to find out, what they're trying to do. They're typing it exactly. And so remember, the right keywords means that our pins are going to rank not in months, because of the consensus is people are talking about, oh, you got to wait 90 days for your pins to populate and rank. But I disagree with that 100%. If you do the right keyword research and put the keywords in the right place, you can rank in days and hours. Because listen, I just did a call last week or 2 weeks ago with someone inside of Pinterest School. I helped her out with some keyword research. We created some pins. We spied on some of our competitors because we're going to talk about a tool that you can do that with. But she messaged me like 5 hours later. She's like, Tim, I'm getting views and traffic on these pins that we just created. Is this for real? I'm like, well, yeah, of course it is. We did the work, right? We did the keyword research, and we put it in the right places. So remember, if you have the wrong keywords, your pins are going to stay invisible. That's just the bottom line. No one is searching for it. So the biggest takeaway for this part right here is to don't start with what you think is cool. Start with what people are already searching for. Okay, you got to know that. You got to know what people are searching for. Okay, so that's why we do keyword research. Well, how in the world do we do that, and how do we find these keywords? 2 ways. All right. So the first way is 100% free. This is inside your Pinterest account. It's called Pinterest Trends. It's super awesome. You're going to be able to see what is trending on Pinterest based on their 16 years of data and what's trending when and what's trending now and what could possibly be trending. Because if you look right here, this is just a screenshot, but Pinterest predicts, helps you understand what's coming up in the future, right? Meaning like, what's trending for holiday and seasonal things and other things like that, right? This is a screenshot from Christmas time. Like, who in the world would have known that Christmas cactus care was trending? I don't even know what Christmas cactus is, but guess what? It's up 20%. So maybe I should, in the plant niche, maybe I should be doing something with that, right? But you don't know if you don't do the research. Okay, so Pinterest Trends is awesome because it's a nice visual aid, helps you understand. But one thing that it is missing is actual monthly search volume. We're talking like how many millions of views or how many millions of searches happen each month. So there is a tool called PinClicks. If you hang around me long enough inside of Pinterest School, you will know that I love PinClicks. Okay, PinClicks is a paid tool that I even pay for, right? But that's just the bottom line. You got to pay for stuff sometimes, right? So, but this tool has changed the way that I run my business, changed the way that I run Pinterest, changed the way that I pin. I do not pin anything unless I run it through PinClicks and figure out what is trending. Okay, because I want to know what people are searching for. So this is a screenshot example of the category art, because I love art, right? Who doesn't love art? But if you look, I love to show this one, but the drawing ideas, almost 19 million people a month are typing into Pinterest drawing ideas. Literally, that's exactly what they're typing in. And we have the ability to see these things. I'm like, what? So if you're an artist and you teach people how to draw, oh my goodness, right? But there's so many other ones. This is just a mini little screenshot. If you head over to Pinterest School today, I just talked about the trending topic for this week was spring flowers and spring. Like, because over here in the U.S., some of y'all over, not in the U.S., but we have spring. Spring's happening right now. The flowers are blooming, all that kind of stuff. So people love it. People are on it. And that's the kind of the keyword situation we were talking about and how millions of views are happening over there. But digging down into our niche. Okay. So with PinClicks, we can see the monthly search volume. We can dig down into our niche and figure out what's trending like right now. So I can get creative, right? Get creative with my niche and start making content or promoting things that are inside my niche that maybe I didn't even know about, right? And so what other thing we can do is we can find top pins in our niche. So I can see like, okay, well, what are the top pins all about purple flowers? Okay, well, here they are. And I can spy on my competitors. I can see what they're doing. I can see where their pins are going. And I can hopefully realize that I can do better. I can create better pins and I can outrank them, right? Can my pin be above them in the search, and I can start getting traffic or whatever, so we can spy on our competitors with this tool. So if you guys are interested at all, it's inside Pinterest School. There's links all over the place. It's the best tool in the world for keyword research. That's how we do it. Okay. So, oh yeah.
Tim, can I just interrupt for a second?
Yes.
When we're in Australia, we're actually on Australia Pinterest. It's AU Pinterest.
Yep.
So does this PinClick separate into different countries as well?
It will not. It's just like an overall. It's just overall. Like, and it wouldn't I don't think it actually makes I know you guys has a AU and I see that. And I've done some research with that and I think it's just like overall Pinterest. So I don't think it really matters. So, yep, it's
'Cause
a
I
great
know that
question.
Pinterest trends do, don't they? The Pinterest trends goes off in countries, I think.
Yeah, it does do that. And you could yeah, I think you could lock it down to different countries or whatever. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. But no, pin clicks as like an overall search volume. So because you can because those searches, I think who is it? Julie. I think is it Julie who's also there's another there's a person in Pinterest school who talks about how Pinterest doesn't like Australia, but I disagree with that. But I think just using those keywords are gonna go across the board for sure. So it's a great question, Janelle. Okay, so let's move on to creating the perfect pin. So we talked about keyword research foundation. Now we're going to talk about the visual aspects because that's what makes Pinterest so much fun, right? So how can we create the perfect pin? We want to make sure that our pins are in a 2 to 3 aspect ratio. So that means they're tall and kind of skinny, right? So if I'm creating small little square images, I'm not using and taking up the real estate that Pinterest gives me. Okay, so I want to make sure that I use that, but I also want to make sure that my pictures are high quality and the graphics are good. Because if I post something blurry and nobody knows what it is, why would they click on it, right? And we want to make sure if we have text on our pins, which I highly recommend, that you add some text to some pins. But we'll show examples in a minute of text overlay pins, but you want to make sure it's readable, right? Make sure someone who's scrolling to say, oh, yeah, that's what this says. If you're using like cursive fonts and fonts that people can't read, but you think they're cool, you might want to think about doing some fonts, having some fonts on there that people can actually read, right? So make sure you do that. It stands out, it's readable. And then what kind of pins can we pin? Obviously, the standard photos and graphics. Those have been on Pinterest since the dawn of time. And make up 90% of the pins that are on Pinterest, but we can also post video pins. Okay. My 11 million view, 10.8 million view pin is actually a 14-second long video pin. And you're going to see that and you're going to see all about that. But we can post idea pins, which are actually changing and morphing into video pins. So I have that on here if you still have that ability. That's going away soon. And we also have the ability to post carousel pins. So that means multiple images on one pin, just like on Instagram. So we can do that as well. So I didn't have that on here, but I like carousel pins because we can provide more information with one pin. All right. So the next step is talking about our descriptions, our titles and descriptions, right? So we want to make sure that our titles and descriptions make sense. Like if I'm talking about purple flowers, but my title is just talking about like gardening, but I don't have purple flowers in that title, I want to make sure I have that. In our description, we want to make sure we have a call to action. All right, so maybe click here, learn more, buy this, go to my website, whatever that call to action is. We want people. Our goal is to move people off of Pinterest onto wherever we want them to go, whether it's a website, landing page, our school about page, our YouTube channel, or Instagram, whatever it is. We want people to move off of Pinterest. Now, Pinterest wants you to do that as well. Like Pinterest loves when people go from their web. There is kind of opposite, right? Like Instagram and TikTok wants us to be on there as much as we possibly can. Pinterest wants us to move off of that because you're finding value in what you found on Pinterest and they love it, right? So when they click that visit button, Pinterest loves that. And so we want people to do that. Okay. So make sure that our links are relevant, right? If I'm talking about purple flowers on my pin and my blog post or website or whatever talks about yellow flowers, Pinterest is not going to rank your pin for purple flowers. It just absolutely makes sense. It has to tie together because when you have the right image, the right title and description, the right keywords, and then the right link over there, it's all going to tie together, and Pinterest is going to give you better ranking for that keyword. And one little tip here: if you have broken links, which just means like maybe your blog post got deleted or your website went away or whatever. If you have a broken link, try to fix it. If you can't fix it, it's okay. Just leave your pin. Don't ever delete pins unless there's something seriously wrong with your image or you have a misspelling or whatever. You did an AI image and the person has like 5 arms or something like that. You want to delete it, right? But if you don't, if you want, if it's not that bad, whatever, if you have like if you want to keep it, I would definitely keep it because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to trend and what you might get traffic to. And if the link is broken, that's fine. You can still get followers and still views to your account. So keep your pins around unless there's something seriously wrong with them. And a broken link isn't that serious. It just means you're not getting any traffic, right? Okay. So now we're going to talk about SEO. So don't zone out on me. I know SEO is scary. It's like this little acronym that everybody's afraid of, but it's not scary because I'm going to break it down so simple for you, right? And if you leave after this 5 minutes, you still don't understand it, go over to Pinterest School. I literally have a course called Simple SEO, breaks it all down for you, but you guys will be all right. So our SEO basically means, where are your keywords at? We already did the research. We know what our keywords are, but now we got to place our keywords in the right place. Okay. So a couple places, right? There's only 5 places on Pinterest that we need to worry about our keywords. And the first one is our board name and our board description. And what those are, what that means is like when I pin something like purple flowers, I'm putting it in my flowers or purple flowers board. I'm putting this pin right inside my board. Okay. So your board name has to have the right keyword and your description has to have the right keyword in there. So Pinterest knows what's going on. All right. So that's easy, right? So last place we need to worry about is on our pin. And there's only 3 places on our pin that we need to worry about: our title and our description, and our alt tag. First 2, if you don't know what a title and description are, we got some problems, but it's the title, right? It's telling you, the title tells everyone, it tells Pinterest, it tells whoever's looking at it what it is, and a description describes what your pin is, right? So in our title, we need to have purple flowers. In our description, we need to have purple flowers, like, like in the first sentence, somewhere in the middle, and somewhere at the end. If we are using all 500 characters, don't stuff your description with all your keywords. You're going to look like a spammer, right? We don't want that. Just have them in there naturally, right? Have AI. AI helps you. AI writes everything for me. All right. And our alt tags. Okay. This is a little techie, a little bit, whatever, but it's meta description. Every picture that lives on the internet has a alt tag, a meta description alt tag. Okay. And what that does is it tells all these search engines and sites what that picture is in text. So before there was like AI scanning tools and all that kind of stuff, the only way to know what only way for search engines to know what this picture was is the alt tag. So we want to make sure that we tell these guys what our picture is. We don't want to rely on the scanners to do it. We want to put it in there. Now, Pinterest does a pretty good job of scanning our pins and telling them what the alt tag is, but why rely on that when we can tell them what it is? And what I always recommend is your title of your pin is the same as your alt tag. Just copy and paste, boom. And if you wanted to dig a little deeper, you could probably put your description in there as well, because you have 500 characters in an alt tag, which is very interesting. But I always just recommend keep it simple, right? So that's SEO, you guys. That was like, what, 4 minutes of SEO, and you should literally have it locked down. It's very easy to do. All right. So remember, if we have the right keywords, we're going to get better visibility because this is a search engine. All right. Remember, we're not doom scrolling. You can on Pinterest, but we're not just getting on there and finding random stuff. We're getting on there and finding exactly what we just searched for. Okay. So, okay, here, sometimes I forget what my slides are, but here we go. So we have this tool that I have right inside of Pinterest School. This is a little tool that I built last November using Canva. So if you guys don't know about like coding with Canva, you can create tools. If you have a Canva Pro account, you can literally go in and find, it's called Canva Code, and you can create tools either for yourself or tools for people to use. But what I did with this one, this is a very rudimentary, basic little tool, but you copy your keyword, your title description, and some other things in here. You hit go, and it gives you an SEO score, and it tells you what you need to fix. All right. It's not going to tell you if your keyword is good because you already did that research, but it's going to help you. And this tool right here, I thought it was the simplest thing in the world. And it really is, but people love it, right? So our members over in Pinterest School love it. This is a free tool that I have for everyone who can join or wants to join. But what I love about this is it helps you understand where the keywords need to go on your pins. But then over time, you really don't need this. Once you figure it out, you're like, okay, this is good, but this always there just to make sure, just to check it out. It's a cool tool. I love it. All right, so let's get into even more fun stuff because who doesn't love talking about design and looking at Pinterest? And that's why we're hanging out. So these right here are the top 5 pins. Maybe not currently, because I think some pins are trending interesting. I might have to change the slide. But what I want to look at, these are some top trending pins on Plant in Bloom over on my account. But if you look all the way over to the left-hand side with this big red arrow, this isn't a straight up AI generated image of daisies in the hills of Tuscany at sunset. I literally was like doing some research and I was like, oh, people love daisies on Pinterest. They love traveling to Tuscany and they love sunsets. Perfect. So I created a pin based on those 3 things, had AI do it for me, and we just wanted to see what would happen because those are all trending. And it is one of my number 1 pins. So what I did was I took that idea, had AI generate me 5 more pins with different titles and descriptions, and we uploaded 5 of them, driving traffic back to my blog post. And there we have traffic, right? It's an easy way to do it. And what I always recommend is you guys take the top trending pins and just recreate them, right? You don't copy them, but have AI help you. Like inside of Pinterest School, I literally have a tool called the Pin Traffic Ninja. It is a custom GPT. It's not free. But if you upgrade the premium, you get it, and the value is there absolutely crazy. People are using it, and it helps you create a pinned title and description and your pin image literally within 30 seconds. It's so awesome to be able to use this thing. But what I want to talk about with this one again is more is it is AI. So AI, you'll see Pinterest is starting to tag AI images with AI modified tag. So my question that I get all the time is like, well, are AI modified pins okay? 100% yes. This is my top performing pin. Pinterest is just labeling things that are modified AI modified. It's not a big deal. And when if OpenAI does buy Pinterest, it's going to be even crazier, right? So all that good stuff. So let's move all the way over to our right, and we're going to look at this pin all about house plants. And this has an actual call to action on it. So right there in the middle, it says read more. So someone's scrolling Pinterest, they want to know more about houseplants. I'm going to click on it because it says read more, and then I'm going to go visit because I know that I'm not getting the top 10 tips that are on this blog or whatever that article is. And so sometimes you have an implied call to action. So beginner's guide on how to grow succulents. Well, I know I'm not going to get the beginner's guide here on Pinterest, but so I'm going to click on it and then I'm going to go visit the site, right? Get on over there and check it out. All right. So every single one of these images they all have some kind of AI modified element in them, on them, whether it's done with Canva or it's an image that I used. So nowadays, you guys using AI is the way to go, or it's straight up created with AI. I don't think this succulent one might be created completely with AI. This was created before the Pin Traffic Ninja. But let's talk about this one in the middle. This is driving traffic to my Etsy shop. When I started Plant in Bloom, I wanted to monetize Plant in Bloom, and so I already had an Etsy shop where I sell downloadable images for printables and things like that. So I decided to jump into the botanical flower, wall art kind of niche. And this is a downloadable wall art that you can get. And what I want to talk about here is how cool Pinterest is and how easy it is for us to A/B test things. All right. So I took this same image, and instead of a gray border, I was like, what if I made this bright yellow, super annoying, like stand out? Is that going to perform? Is that going to perform better than this dark gray that kind of like fits in with everything else? So I will happy to report that the bright yellow one did not perform as well as the gray one. So the great thing about Pinterest is we can test it. And I don't know, maybe the yellow one will perform better later. I don't know. So I love that about Pinterest because we can do it quickly and just like, I'm going to run with more gray ones because it's performing better. And then maybe the other ones will perform better and I can run with those as well. So love Pinterest for that because we can do it quickly and get them up there and see results, especially if we did the keyword research and the SEO is there. And now we just kind of like work on our designs, right? So as you can see, most of these have like the keywords are in there, like succulents and like house plants and printable wall art, dark floral, those things. The keywords are in there. So as Pinterest is scanning these, and they're gonna like those. Okay, so let's get on to the last piece of the puzzle to our perfect pin. I want to talk about consistency. All right, so we've all heard it. We're all grown-ups here. We know that if we're not consistent with something, we're not gonna see the results that we want, right? So if I just pin, one time a month, well, sure, that's consistent, but that's not like a lot of activity, right? So we wanna make sure we're doing more, but consistently, okay? So what can we do? How can we be consistent? And what does that even mean on Pinterest? I'm gonna tell you because we're gonna talk about them right here. There's 4 things, right? So, well, there's 3 things. Everyday activity, okay? But there's 3 things that I recommend. Janelle knows all about these, right? So what we're going to talk about first is the easiest thing that we can do is repinning. Okay, so since I always say this, since the dawn of time, since the dawn of Pinterest, Pinterest was created as a bookmarking site. So I'm going on Pinterest and I'm finding things that I like and I'm pinning it, I'm repinning it over to my boards. I'm saving it for myself to look at later. That ability obviously is still there. Pinterest loves when we are active and we're like spreading links around. Okay, we're repin. Pinterest loves it because listen, that just creates a bigger site for them, and that's what they love. So they love when people do that. So repinning things. So I'll get on and I will pin things about purple flowers. I mean, that's just my example, but purple flowers or gardening, things that are not my own, but I'll pin them in my boards right next to my own pins. This is a concept that's hard to grasp, but once you do and understand that it's okay to repin other people's stuff, no one's gonna know that you did it. Because what happens on Pinterest is I'm scrolling, I'm looking for purple flowers, and all I'm seeing is pins. I'm not seeing their accounts. I'm not seeing their boards. I'm not going over to. I'm just seeing the pin and I'm clicking on it. And I'm making the decision to go to the website or not. Yes, I can dig down into someone's account if I want to, but it's just not happening. Okay. So if I pin purple flowers that I talk about and post about that I might have for sale, or I'm gonna have a blog post, but then I pin somebody else's purple flowers about something, maybe don't do your direct competitors. I mean, if you want to stay away from that, that's fine too. But repins are important. All right. And it's something you can do in like 1 minute every single day. Literally jump in, go to Pinterest, find your board. It will literally say more ideas. You just pin those, right? So it gives your activity. So I always people say like gives you Pinterest juice, right? So let's Pinterest know that you're not just spamming your own links out there, which it's okay to do that. But what if you had more activity, right? It's going to help you out. So number 2 is a little bit harder, but it's our fresh pins. It's the pins that we're uploading of our own content. Okay. Our picture, a brand new picture, brand new image, brand new link and title, whatever, fresh pins. And how many can we do? Right. And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Because mind blowing, right? But keyword research. Okay. I recommend that you do keyword research once a week. Take 10 minutes out of your day, out of your morning, whatever it is, and just do a little bit of research in your own topic. Whether you're using Pinterest to do research or PinClicks or Pinterest Trends, or you're using Google or ChatGPT or some kind of AI to help you do some research, just figure out what's trending in your niche so you can get creative. Get out of that box that you are in and maybe jump outside and get some more traffic in inside of a sub niche of your niche that you maybe didn't know about because you didn't do you didn't do research on your own, what people are searching for, right? We all think like we know what everybody wants, but if I'm not providing value, like inside of Pinterest School, I ask all the time, what do you guys want to know about? What do you want to know about? What is this, or this? I'm like, okay, great. 50 people ask this. I'm going to create a course on that. That literally is what I do. And because I know those people want it. Okay. So that's keyword research. So think about this, guys. If I was consistent and I was posting one pin a day for an entire month, that's 30 pins. Okay, 30 pins with my links out there in the world of Pinterest and that massive search engine that could potentially be sending traffic back to whatever I'm trying to send traffic back to. It's my website, whatever it is, landing page, sales page, Etsy shop, school about page, whatever it is, that's 30 pins. Well, what if I could do 60 pins a month? What if I could do 100 pins a month? That's 100 pins, 100 links, linking back to and potentially driving traffic back to all the things that I'm doing, right? And it's free. It's 100% free. You guys could do this for free. It's free marketing. Everybody talks about, oh, I got to spend ads and I got to do all this stuff. Guess what? This is 100. This is free. You don't even have to pay anything. You just have to do, you have time. That's all it is, right? So think about that. How consistent can you be? You can pin 200 pins a day. I don't even do that. That would be crazy, right? But think about it. What at the end of the month, how many pins would you have? So someone asked me the other day, like, well, how many pins can you have on an account? It's 200,000. You have a limit of 200,000 pins. That's absolutely crazy. I don't even do that. I have like 25,000 pins, but and then they were like, well, what do you do if you hit that limit? I'm like, you better start another Pinterest account because that's craziness. But 200,000 pins, absolutely crazy. That we can't really do that. But we can pin a lot of pins. Okay. So how do we get that done? One way that we can get it done was a native Pinterest scheduler. All right. So right inside the Pinterest app, you don't have to pay for it. You can schedule your pins to go out. So if you have 30 minutes or an hour one day, beginning of the week, you can schedule your pins to go out all week long. There's also apps like Tailwind and other things that you can schedule those pins. But I just like to use the Pinterest scheduler. It's right there. It's easy to use, and I know that everything is like nice and easy, and you know it's correct. It's not going to mess up. It's not some third party thing. Okay, so that's how we get it done, you guys. Pinterest is amazing. Now we're going to talk about one of my favorite things here. Just so you know, we are at the end here. A question and answer is going to happen after I talk about this because this is my favorite thing to talk about. All right. So what I quickly realized was the fact that we can start a thing called cross-platform growth. So if you're doing Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, any other platforms, we can drive traffic to it. Okay. So like this prime example right here, when we talk about is a video that I featured. I have a page where I feature artists over on Instagram, and I ask permission, obviously, to post this artist artwork and her 14-second long video of creating this awesome piece of wall art. And she's like, "Oh yeah, for sure, go ahead." And so we posted it up and it got 2.4 million views, which is absolutely amazing. How awesome for that artist. And we got some views as well. But what I decided to do, we posted this in April. Okay, you can see right there, April. And what happens on Instagram once something goes viral or doesn't go viral? It's basically dead. It's never going to do that again. All right, it's not going to do it unless we recreate that same reel and post it again. It's not going to do it. So all the way back over. So that was April. A month later in May, I decided to post the same video on Pinterest and link back to Instagram. So the link actually, when I click that link, it's going to take me back over to Instagram. So it infuse more traffic, more views over to Instagram. So I'm bringing this Instagram reel back to life using Pinterest, using the evergreen. I didn't even say that word yet today, but the evergreen search engine that Pinterest is. But as you can see, what I love about this little these numbers here is like you can see. So it was posted in 2 years ago. Not to the date yet, but almost. But as you can see, we post here and it's like, okay, we've got some views and it's happening. And all of a sudden now we get 20,000 views a day, 30,000 views a day. And it is still happening. All right, we're still getting those views. This little screenshot down here is from a couple weeks ago, where I'm sure it's up to 11 million. I need to update this thing. But 2 years later, this pin is still getting traffic and still driving traffic back to my Instagram. So, and that's what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to get some more followers and get some more views for this artist. That was my goal for this pin, was to get more traffic. And as you can see, cross-platform growth. And we're infusing our content that we created and we spent so much time on our Instagram reels that don't get views. And now we can hopefully get some views over back from Pinterest. Okay. So it extends the life of our content. Okay. Because it's evergreen. I don't know. Who knows how long? I'm curious to see how long are we still going to get traffic from this pin, right? It's going to be it's fun. Hopefully forever, right? 5 years down the road, I'm still going to be talking about this pin, right? So it enhances our visibility because we're putting our content over on a search engine. All right. And people are going to be finding that long-term over the long-term period. Okay. But it showcases our expertise and style in different places, and it drives our brand growth. It just keeps that going. Okay. So think about this, guys. Can you create content on one platform and then drive traffic back to it with Pinterest? Yes, you can. And I absolutely love the fact that we can do this. And that's just like infusing traffic into something that, that we worked so hard on. So guys, with that, I literally just talked for 45 minutes all about Pinterest. So I'm hoping that you guys learned today, got a little bit out of it, and you can take away learning how to create that perfect pin. But I'm going to get off this screen. And if anyone on here has some questions, I would love to take those questions, and whatever they are, we have like 10 minutes. So let's just ask, get some questions. Okay. So Danielle.
All right. Thank you very much, Tim. And thank you,
Yeah.
Janelle, for organizing this. Yo, that was a lot of info. All right. But what I want to actually ask is, with the whole cross posting from Instagram to Pinterest and then back to it,
Mhm.
is it talking videos or
Mm,
carousels, or what
good.
exactly can we cross post?
Perfect. It's a great question. So the example that I had there was literally the same exact video. Now, obviously, that's not going to work sometimes, right? So, especially if we're trying to, like, I'll use an example, a good example. Like, if you have a long reel or you have something like a long YouTube video or something, what I recommend is like, can you chop that up in like under 15 seconds. And that's what I like to do because if it's something like what we want them to do, we want them to go over to our site. That's our goal, right? So like if I'm providing all the value in one pin, then there's no reason for them to click over, right? So like that pin that I showed, that was the 14th. It was a visual appealing pin. I mean, it was like her making this pin, or I'm sorry, making this wall art. So the click through rate and the traffic wasn't great. I mean, it was great because there were so many views, but there was no like, oh, I need to go over and I need to learn how to make this. I'm just like watching this cool video, right? But like I think for us, like I like to recommend like if I'm talking about like um, you know, growing purple flowers in your backyard and there's like a picture that talks about it, right? It says how to grow purple flowers in your backyard, but then there's a little video with like call to action on it, what's going to stand out more in the Pinterest feed because those videos move in the Pinterest feed. So it's like, what's going to catch people's eyes more, right? And so I think thinking about how can you repurpose that content somewhat, if it makes sense, but then also just like, can I just create a pin? Maybe it's just a picture, a static image that drives traffic back to my Instagram reel or something like that. So you just got to think about like so keeping those videos, if they are videos, keeping them short and simple, and the purpose of them is to drive traffic back to those other places. So yeah, very cool.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
that helps a lot. And then I just
good.
wanted to find out, oh my word, now I forgot.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
had the question in my head. Um, man,
No worries. If you think about it, just speak up. It's
yeah,
all good.
I'll
Yeah,
think about it, yeah.
no worries. Well, no worries. Sharon or
Was it
Janelle, what do
about
you
the
guys get?
carousels?
Ooh, carousels.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do carousels on
Yeah,
Pinterest.
so carousels are it's a very interesting, they're like hidden. It's like a little treasure, which is so silly. So there's a post inside Pinterest School that talks about carousels and how to create them, but they are really cool because then you could have those more than one image right inside there. It's pretty nice. But um, everybody always asks me, how do you create these things? Because it's not obvious, but once you see where it's at, then it makes sense.
Because that'd be a good way to drive it back to Instagram too, because you could have the
Yeah.
first 2 carousels and then click through here to go to
Yeah.
the last 3.
Yeah,
3.
yeah, yeah, like,
Oh, yeah,
have some good
yeah.
information on your first couple, and then the last one is like, "Ooh, you want more? How about these topics? Click over here, read more, go here, visit site," all that kinda stuff. Yeah, that's really good. Yep, for sure. Alright, Sharon, how about you? Got any questions over there?
I've got a million questions.
Hey,
Like I
I
said, every time I go on, I'm like, I don't know how this thing works. So, how do I find any of you on Pinterest?
sure. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting because if you remember, Pinterest is not a social media first site, right? So it's kind of hard to find actual profiles and things like that, and I think they do that on purpose. But if there's, but you can. So if you click on a pin, so if you find a pin of mine or Janelle's or whatever, you could find their profile. Like you see the pin, and right underneath the pin, there's the name and the profile, so you can click on it, and then you can go follow that person. You can't follow a person. Maybe you can straight from a pin. You probably can. Honestly, like finding people and following people is good. And like I mean, just connecting with even inside of Pinterest School, we talk about just actually it's Janelle. I haven't even really done this much, but maybe this week we're gonna everyone post their profiles because that'll help, right? But I think like yeah, I mean it is, and I just following other people and seeing what they're doing is important, but I think it's not the most important thing with Pinterest. But it's just not. It's not. They don't make it as easy as you. But if you search their name, you can find it that kind of stuff. If you
Mm.
know what their
Well, I
name
can't
is, but
find like any of the
'Cause
ones
you're not
that you
really
showed. I couldn't find any of them under
who?
Plant and Bloom, Tim
Oh, sure.
Adams, Ohio, like
Oh, wow, that's
succulents.
funny.
I put in all of those things and I couldn't find any of them. That's what I mean. I'm just hopeless at
Yeah.
using
So
Pinterest, I think.
I would say like get out of your mind that you have to follow all these people. And it's like, cause remember, it's not that social media, but like if you want to find somebody, like it's there. It is kind of hard sometimes because Plant and Bloom is a new account. So sometimes maybe, I mean, it might not come up in with the correct things that you might be thinking. Plant and Bloom, I've actually never done a search for it. So I don't know how it actually shows up. But maybe what happens is you might not, you're coming up with like pins. If you type in Plant and Bloom, it's going to give you a bunch of pins. It's not going to give
Yeah.
you like profiles. So,
Mm.
so it might be hard to find that. But no, I think like, don't get stuck on that. It's, I can't find accounts and things like that. Like I remember, because it's a search engine first, and kind of treat it
Mm.
like that. And I remember, because like Plant and Bloom literally has 50 followers. That's it. Like it doesn't even matter a whole lot. It's all about your pins. It's all about your pins. Like I remember there's a Michelle in our group in Pinterest school who has, I think she has like 500 followers, and she just hit 600 or 6 million monthly views on her account. I'm like, Michelle, you got more views than me. But it's like, it does that follower amount does not matter. And so,
So
yeah.
how should I approach it
Yeah,
then?
so your very
oh,
first thing,
great.
like, if you have your account already set up, your very first thing is just go through and like know what, create a pin, right? With your keyword, with your key, you figure out which
Yeah.
keywords you want to rank for, create that with your keyword in your title and description, and just start with the pin. And it
Yeah.
all starts with that. And your very first pin, and like the thing is like, get over on Pinterest school and then create that pin and just post it in the community, post it in questions, be like, Tim, what do you think about this pin? I will give you what I think about this pin. I promise. Right, Janelle? Like I'll tell you what I think is wrong and right, and what you can fix. Right. And I think the best thing is just like get it up there and just do it. And you can go from there. And like, I think that getting over that hurdle of doing that first one is like, ooh, it's that little first hurdle. But once you get it, you're gonna love it, because you're gonna see it's almost you can really start seeing instant. Like I love when someone is like, I just started my Pinterest account. I'm like, yes, because they know that they're gonna get like traffic, and they're gonna see instant wins, because they're gonna see that traffic start happening, and then we can start tweaking it from there. And finding out, like, because I say, like, people ask like, okay, well, when I'm looking at my views and my analytics and things like that, what should I pay attention to? So there's a couple things, right? I'm just going on off a rabbit trail here. So we're talking about views. I always talk about views. Impressions are the same thing as views. So everything starts with views. Okay. So, but what we ultimately want is outbound clicks. We want people to click on that visit site button to go over to our website, to go over to whatever it is. But if we don't have impressions and we don't have views, the same thing, then we're not doing something right. So this kind of like the health meter, the health bar of our Pinterest account is, if our views are up, that means we're doing the right things. That means we're pinning the right things, and our pins have the correct keywords in the right places, and Pinterest is saying, yep, we're going to give you more views. Okay. So those views are like your pins are ending up on the search for someone who searched something. So, okay. So think about that. So so the impressions are the lifeblood. It's like the health meter of our account. It's like people say it's the vanity metrics, but it's like, no, and in reality, it's not, because if we don't have views, we don't have outbound clicks. And if we don't have views, we got to fix it. Right. I mean, views are huge.
So
Like,
where do we see
yeah.
the views?
Yeah. So let me just show you really quick. Let's just get into this, because I'm going to do it. Let's share my screen and get over to, I'm going to show you right here. So Plant and Bloom. Okay. So let's say I'm on my Pinterest account. Let me hide that right there. So I'm on my Pinterest account, and we have look at that, 59 followers and 77,000 public monthly views. That's pretty cool. And what we're going to do, so if we go to our Pinterest account and we have analytics. Now you have to have a business account, which is absolutely free to do. You just go to your account and change it over. If you don't have that, it's sometimes they change it around. It could be different in Australia, because you guys are always
Okay.
funny over there.
That's where I've
But
been going
you
on.
want to change it to a business account. It's free to do. It's not going to hurt anything. It's only going to benefit you 100%. But our analytics are right here. And when we click on that, we're going to see what we got going on. So you guys get to see an inside view of Plant and Bloom here. But check this out, 90-day view. Let's see where we're at. All right, 166. All right, so lower than I thought. But that's pretty awesome, right? For 50 followers. And we're going to see that we're starting to trend some things. You guys can see some of my top pins right here. Let's look at this one. This is an AI. Come on now. An AI generated image of some white lilies. And that was trending right now. We're going to hit 20,000 views on that bad boy right there. So that's where your analytics are, and that's where your numbers are. So when we talk about impressions, they're here. We're talking about we have saves and outbound clicks and all that kind of good stuff. It's all right there. And I love it because it shows you like we're things are trending. So the health of, I love it. So obviously we got to work on some outbound clicks. Come on there, guys. We got to work on that, but we got to total saves are good. We want, and then impressions as well. So that's where we're at with analytics. So make sure you have a business account.
Make sure you have a business account.
Oh, I'm doubling up on my audio there. So any other questions, you guys? We got like 2 minutes, and then I gotta go because I got another call happening, and I gotta prepare for that. So yes, then I'll go ahead.
All right. So I just wanted to find out, you to follow anyone that, how can I put it? You don't have to like follow the same accounts that's in your niche, right?
No, you don't have to
That makes
follow
sense.
them at all. Like because like let me I'll just sort of show you guys real quick. So we talked about it. So if I'm going to do so for repinning,
Can't
right? You
remember if
don't
we
have to.
spoke about it.
What's that? Oh yeah.
No, I'm saying I
So
can't remember if we spoke about it.
oh yeah, no, I didn't really speak about it, but like if I'm going to remember we talked about repinning. So let me just go to front porch. This is one of my boards. Okay, so my front porch ideas, right? This is for your front porches and whatever. So pretty cool. So Pinterest gives us this button right here. If they wouldn't want us to do it, then they wouldn't put it there. So if I'm going to find more ideas. All right, so let's see if these are more ideas for, okay, look, this one right here. So I can repin it. Some of these are not front porch ideas, like this one. Oh, okay. Right. So I can just go through there and repin them, and that's my daily activity. But I don't have to I don't even know I don't even know who those people are. Like I'm just repinning it because it's what I like. Right. So I have no idea. I don't have to follow them. And now those things are in my board. Right. Like if we go to like wall art, come on, there we go. Some more ideas, some different wall art. I can pin this one. I can pin this one. And now guess what? I just pinned 5 things. That's my activity for the day. We're done. Right. More ideas. And I don't know who those people are. It's something that I saved, and like I could go back to it if I want. I could always remove them if I wanted to, but those I don't have to follow them. For me to find out who they are, I have to go to their pin, and then I have to try to find sometimes you can't even find their account, right? This is actually linking to Etsy, so it's harder to find. But so that's the repinning, and you don't have to follow people. So yep. And it won't automatically follow them either. You're not going to get like, oh, I pinned their thing, now I'm following them. Nope. Like that's not going to happen. So, okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Well,
Well, thank you, Tim.
you're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Janelle.
We better let you go, and
Yeah, for sure.
Sharon, we can get some sleep.
Yes, right on. I'm going to move on with my day. I got a big, busy day happening today, but thank you guys for joining me, and get on over and Pinterest School and ask some questions. Today we have question and answer going on as well. So find that post and just post your questions if you got them, and either I'll answer them or other people answer them or whatever. But it's great hanging out with y'all, and we'll see you guys around Pinterest School. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Jen.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, Janelle.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So Sharon, don't go yet. I want to talk for a sec. Oh, Daniel, you can stay
Okay.
too. You could set up one for school, basically. So if you started setting up a board for school, and then introduce, like, put your videos on from YouTube, cut them like a 15-second, just do the intro, and then get them back to your YouTube channel.
Right. See, like after a whole hour of mansplaining, I didn't still get what I should do. And you've gone, you could just do this and do that. And I'm like, well, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, he does that spiel for every group he goes into. So, but yeah, that's what I
Right.
do. I just take
Do
a
one
clip
for
of your
school.
YouTube, like take it
Yeah.
like a vertical, just
Yeah.
face at the beginning of where you explain the video, then put a little ending on it. Just say click through to watch the full video, and
Okay. So do
it's
sort of like a
YouTube.
14-second video, but it's more like an ad for the full video.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
And then
you.
if you're doing something in your community, you could make a pin, like just a visual pin, and then click that, make it click back to your community.
Yeah. I
So
think
say if you were doing like a call or something.
because I never find what I'm looking for when I go to Pinterest. Like I literally that whole call, I was trying to find anything that he was talking about.
That's the thing, that's the thing, that's not how Pinterest works. Pinterest doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
It's a
he's like, it's
visual
a
thing.
visual search engine. And I'm like, well, I can see what you've got. So how do I find that in here?
That's
Yeah,
basically, it's
that's
a
why I
search
just
engine. So
don't use
say,
it because I'm like, I
yeah, so
don't know
say you were
how it
looking for,
works.
say like AI prompts for ChatGPT,
Yeah, I
right?
found
If
some
I
of
type
them.
in, yeah,
When I
okay,
was
so
looking for succulents, I found some ChatGPT AI prompts. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, it
but
doesn't
then
have to.
once you've got your boards and you repin, it doesn't really matter as long as you're active.
Yeah. See,
Like
like I just looked then, and some of my boards I haven't been active for 5 years, and some of them I haven't been active for 2 years. So,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
You can start from now. Like he said, they're there for 16 years. He said stuff there for 16 years. So,
Yeah, I think I have got an older account, that's even older than this one, but I just have lost touch with it, so I can't
mine
even
kept
find
getting,
myself. That's how bad things are.
one kept getting banned. So,
Anyway, it's only a week till I'm gonna meet you.
well.
I'm excited about that. I know how that works. So, and we've got one other person who's definitely like, well, she said she's coming. So, I think it was Kylie Marks or something like that. I did write her name down somewhere because I thought I need to write her name down. Yeah, Kylie Marks. So she's coming. I'm coming. You're coming. That'll be 3 of us, and that'll be the same as I had at the IRL in WA. So it's a good start.
Yeah. I put another post on underneath one in Schoolers, I think.
Oh, good.
They were asking where people were from. And I said, I'm from Wollongong and we're having a in-person meetup. Yeah.
Did you tag me or not?
Probably
No?
not.
I'll have a look for it and
But
see if I can
it was
find it.
under the guy from Schooleroos. He put a post.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name? I don't know.
Barry? Is it Barry? Baza?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Barry. Anyway.
Anyway, I got to go to bed because I got to get up.
Okay. I'll find. Did you say Wollongong or something?
Hey, it
Because if
was
I search for Wollongong in school, I'll see ya.
was it Schoolers? The main one. This one. I don't know. Anyway, go on.